Assalamu alaikum students. Hope you will be fine and in good health. As you all know that we have started chapter 2, that is making of Pakistan, and we have discussed a number of topics before. In our today's lecture, we will just discuss cabinet mission as it is a lengthy and detailed topic. Let's start with the cabinet mission plan. The Second World War finally came to an end in August 1945. Labour Party came into power with clear majority in general elections in England. The new government gave some new instructions to the Viceroy of India, that is to Lord Wavell. The cabinet mission came to India under the instruction of the Prime Minister Lord Attlee on 24th March 1946. Now, our next point is that who was Lord Attlee? He was a British politician who served as Prime Minister of UK from 1945 to 1951 and leader of Labour Party. Cabinet mission came to India with the aim to discuss the transfer of power from British government to Indian leadership. Their aim was to preserve India's unity and granting it independence. Their second purpose was to sort out the differences between Hindus and Muslims. Now, as far as the members of the commission are concerned, there were three ministers of England in the mission. First one, Sir Stafford Cripps, who was the president of the Board of Trade. Second, A.V. Alexander, he was the first Lord of the Admiralty. Third one, Lord Pethick Lawrence, who was the Secretary of State for India. Now we come to the point that what were the expectations from the mission? This mission spent 3 weeks to discuss with the leaders of various political parties but could not arrive at any agreed solution. There was a great deal of unrest and political activity in India regarding the future of the subcontinent, and people were looking towards the mission with lofty expectations. The country's political and economic conditions were getting worse day by day. Now, when this mission came to India, they started discussing the issue with different political leaders of the subcontinent. Here we see that Muslim League clearly said without any ambiguity that the only solution to this problem is the partition of subcontinent and creation of Pakistan. Now, we see that what was the viewpoint of Congress? The Congress, they totally opposed the partition plan. They still were not ready to accept the two-nation theory. Now, what happened? There was a deadlock as no one was ready to accept the proposal of the other. The fundamental issue was that either there should be one single sovereign state or two independent states. Here we see that the Viceroy gives a statement, and according to that statement, no minority would be allowed to exercise the veto power. After having this statement, Congress was feeling very much happy because Sir Stafford Cripps openly sympathized them. Next, we see that opposite to that, Quaid-e-Azam was feeling very much unhappy. Why? Because he said that we are struggling for an independent piece of land for so many years and we want to resolve it on the basis of two-nation theory. He also said the subcontinent is neither a country nor it is a homeland of a single nation. The Muslims are a nation with separate identity that has all the right to decide about their future. Now you see that the important point discussing this cabinet mission is the proposal. There were 6 proposals which were given by the cabinet mission. In May 1946, these proposals were published after prolonged discussion with the leaders. They announced that the proposals are final and they will not change. Both the parties will either accept the plan or they will reject the plan. Now, the first proposal was subcontinent a union. The first proposal says that there shall be a union of India which was to be empowered to deal with defense, foreign affairs and communication. Other things will be dealt with provinces. Second point, we see formation of provincial groups. It means that all the provinces of India will form 3 groups as Group A, Group B and Group C. What was in Group A? Group A consisted of Hindu majority provinces like Madras, Bombay, UP, that is Uttar Pradesh, CP, Central Provinces, Bihar and Orissa. Then we see that in Group B, they said that they will have Muslim majority provinces like Punjab, NWFP, Balochistan, and Sindh. And in the last group, Group C, it comprised of Bengal and Assam. For this proposal, they further said that in the Constituent Assembly, each province should have seats in proportion to its population. Though, here you can see that Cabinet Mission Plan rejects the idea of separate Pakistan. Yet, it grouped the provinces in such a way that it gives weightage to the idea of Pakistan, because Group B would get almost complete independence. Then we come to the next proposal, that is elections of central legislature. Here we see that Cabinet Mission proposed that members of central legislature will be nominated by provinces and they will then design a new constitution for the country. Once the constitution is ready, the provincial groups will prepare their own constitution. Then the next one, very important point, that is interim government. Interim means the government that is established for a very short period of time. They gave the proposal of interim government and they said that it will consist of Indian representatives. No British will be a part of that cabinet and they will be independent in their affairs. The new legislature of any province shall be free to choose the group. Then the next point, the separation from union. If any province from three groups decides to get separated from the union, they would do so, but after 10 years. This point was a ray of hope for Muslims that the process of partition will be completed. Last point, that is the veto power. And a very important point. The last point was again in favor of Congress. This point means that if a party dislikes the proposals, they will not form the interim government. And the party who accepts all the proposals will form the interim government. Now see, why this point? Because British knew that the demand of Muslim League was not clearly accepted, so they will not accept the proposal and they won't be able to form the interim government. Now, considering the reaction of the political parties, what was the reaction of Indian National Congress? Definitely, Indian National Congress or the Congress leaders, they were very much happy and they started celebrations in streets as Nehru said that this plan has buried Pakistan of Jinnah. On the opposite side, we see that Muslim League members, they were very much depressed. They felt the demand of Muslim League is now rejected. Then the last and very important point, the final decision of Quaid-e-Azam. As Quaid-e-Azam was the president of Muslim League, so he had full authority in decision making. His decision was totally opposite to the expectation of people. He accepted the plan. So, while accepting the plan, Qaid gave a statement that in spite of all the negative points, still there is a chance of creation of Pakistan, although after 10 years. Now we see that after this announcement, Congress was not pleased with Qaid's statement. They announced that they will accept half of the plan. They rejected second proposal, that is grouping of provinces, which was definitely in favor of Muslims. So now, dear students, it was the time to implement the plan. According to last proposal, the Muslim League had accepted all the proposals and they had the right to form the interim government. But the Viceroy, Lord Wavell, and Cabinet Mission members, they backed out of their promise. They were reluctant to form interim government without the participation of Congress. Quaid-e-Azam, definitely, he felt too much sad after the breaking of promise. As a reaction, he announced to observe Direct Action Day on 16th August 1946. So this was all about today's lecture. My dear students, I hope you all have understood this. Now you can see few additional question answers. Please note down in your book for further understanding and preparation. The questions are, what were the two purposes behind Cabinet Mission Plan? Page 32. Name the British Prime Ministers of the Cabinet Mission. Page 32. Write down the detail of provincial groups. Page 33. Briefly describe the working of interim government. Page 34. Which point was added in the proposal to please the Congress? Page 34. What was the reaction of Congress and Muslim League towards cabinet mission? Page 35. What was the reaction of the Congress after Qaid's final decision? Page 35, 36. Why Qaid-e-Azam announced to observe Direct Action Day? Page 36. So this was all about today's lecture. I hope you all have understood. Thank you and have a nice day.